Okay, here we are. We cannot be religious, righteous, having good ideas all the time. Sometimes we gotta relax. But this time, one of my youth artists, Peter Schilling, or Peter Schilling in Dutch, he has made a record just like the Space Anomaly from David Bowie. This is, this is ground control to majordom. And when you hear him later response, this is Major Tom to ground control. The stars are looking different here. The earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Okay, I have developed a story combining these two together and add part 2, a happy ending. Peter Schilling, this video is for you. And to David Bowie. Let us start. There is a character, let me say it is a fictional character. His name is Thomas Allison and is a major of NASA. That stands for North Atlantic Space Agency, right? Never a straight answer. Okay, he became a student and was fascinated about how the life would be without gravity. So he studied, became an astronaut. Before he knew, he became a major. And that's his enlistment, right? So let's start. When he wanted to enter the shuttle, there was some kind of communication device that is electrically wired inside that building. And that electric wire is the intercom where he can tell how he's feeling inside the capsule. So let's continue on this. Major Tom was sitting inside the space shuttle capsule, meditating all the time how it will be up there. But there was something that the computer was showing. Something missing. But, even though the computer had the evidence, people said there's no need to abort this mission. No. Let's continue. Let the countdown start. Everything goes correct, even though the computer had some kind of misfunction. That's what they thought. But all of a sudden, Peter Schilling, sorry about you now, Thomas Allison, who's a major, he was in his capsule before he lifted off. He say, "Hey you guys, I'm feeling safe inside the capsule, saving myself up a drink." And the crew responded like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure you do. Have a good trip." And it's 4, 3, 2, 1 and he lifted off. And there's radio silence all over the place. And then all of a sudden, when he thought, I could get the command that I use to go from rocket 7 to rocket 4 and throw the thrusters on. Okay, that didn't work. And then he found out the radio was missing, the computer was right. Major Tom thought, I trusted these guys and they should have paid attention to the computer. What I mean to say is that it's the last message, give my wife my love, was not from him, but from the ground control. But then he discovered something like, hey, I have a manual up here. Let's take the manual, because you know what, guys, this is my home. This is how I'm being studied. Let's read the manual on how to land the shuttle. So he started to read up the manual, because he had several days left before he could return. So there was enough oxygen. He didn't have to die in space. So what did he do? He read the manual. And after reading that manual, he started to look for big cities, especially American ones, because if you land somewhere else, you get no communication. So he took a piece of paper and he wrote his name down, Thomas Allison, Major of NASA. And once a jet fighter would approach him, he would stick that to his window. That was his plan. And so he wrote. And then he started to read about which angle he should have when he re-enters the atmosphere. So he started it. There were measuring instruments in the cockpit, you know. And you know, a shuttle is never meant to fly, only to glide down. You cannot gain height, only lose height. So he thought, I'm going to do this in 22.5. I may be wrong on my story. So he landed that shuttle slowly, but he made a tiny mistake on one little angle. So he burned the nose off of the shuttle. And then indeed jet fighters came, almost to a close distance that they can see each other. What did Major Tom do? He held that sign, I'm Major Tom of... Major Tom, I'm Thomas Allison. And I'm a major of the space agency. I'm alive, was the next sign that he held. So what did these jet fighters do? They contacted NASA. And NASA was glad. They heard he was alive, they thought he was dead. But what he saw up there are beautiful stars, clear skies, even the aurora. He could not even tell it to the radio what he was seeing. His radio was missing. You know, but he had a backload there, a rocket. So the jet fighters had to fire that thing off from him, instead of doing it himself. So that thing went well. It landed into a small lake. Even though the residents were complaining about it, they received a letter. Major Tom made it home. He landed, and the first thing that he did is meeting his wife. And his wife was overwhelmed with tears, like, I thought you were dead. No, I'm alive. I knew what I had to do. I'm a major, remember? I'm not just an astronaut. I'm not going into solo missions unless I have all the knowledge what it takes to be on board and how to land a shuttle. I've studied before I went to space. Why did you worry? I had this. This is my home. I'm really knowing what to do. And all ended well. It didn't have to go through a space anomaly like what I originally thought. This was plan B, what I was thinking about. Major Tom goes through the anomaly and knocks on the space station, like the ISS. Guys, I'm Major Tom. I'm still alive 20 years later. Huh? Major Tom, you didn't age. Well, I told you so. There was an anomaly. But there's something that Major Tom had to do. What was it? So I came to the conclusion. How are the stars look like? The Earth. How does it look like? Yeah, well, it's blue. It's blue from space. The stars are more beautiful, clearer, and you could even see more stars than what we can see here on Earth, even if it includes our galaxy. That is what he was seeing, that no one else could see but only him. And this is a story that I made up. And this is a story according to the lyrics of Peter Schilling. So good luck with part B, or part 2 of Major Tom, if you ever plan to make one. Please check down my link. I will send you. I will post on Major Tom on YouTube. First I named Major Tom Peter Schilling, and now I call Peter Schilling Major Tom. How ironic! It's almost as if he is him, you know. But to my surprise is, he had to tell people what he saw. And he did. End of story. He was home with his wife. He had a few quarrels on NASA, of course. How could they forget the computer? I mean, there's no radio. He was only capable of communicating inside that shuttle directly to the crew who were in the same building because of our intercom radio. But as soon as he lifted off, the intercom radio didn't work anymore. So we thought, oh, what? No, he landed that thing on his own. And that's why you are a major for, right, Peter Schilling? Well, have a nice figuring out of that story. This is Frank, giving Peter Schilling my love. This is ground control to Peter Schilling. Bye for now.